Hello and welcome back to the Hayley Osborne Show. I am your host, Hayley, and I am so glad that I am in your ears today again. Today is episode 170, and I am so pumped. I've got the neon on in the background. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you will see the neon is firing. And the funniest thing is that I don't always turn it on. I forget that it's there. And it's like, why wouldn't I? It's so cool. I had the sign made for me, and I absolutely love it. So today, I really wanted to talk to you about how your marketing energy is contagious because it is. Your energy is everything in how you show up in your marketing, and specifically how health brands can attract with intention by using this energy. Okay, so if you're new here, welcome. And if you've been tuning in for a little while, you know that I have been leaning more into helping health brands to grow their business in a way that feels aligned, in a way that feels magnetic, and, well and healthy. So today's episode is something that I think that every business owner needs to hear, though. Your marketing energy and your marketing energy is contagious. So I'm not talking about the font. I'm not talking about the filters. We don't do that. Me and filters, we do not go. And I'm not talking about the hashtags. I'm not talking about the SEO and everything else that is the strategy that is in the back end that's required. I am talking about your energy and how people vibe with that. Because a lot of the time, the way my clients come to me or are referred to me in any way, shape, or form is my energy. Okay, so today's episode, I wanted to dive into three things. So the mindset. Come on, Hayley. The mindset shift from selling to serving. Okay, and also the second one is why congruent energy builds trust and loyalty. And it does. Your energy is everything. And the third thing is what magnetic marketing actually looks like. Okay, specifically, especially for health brands. So let's get into it. So the first part is from selling to serving. And let's talk about that big shift. So selling versus serving. So many health business owners feel uncomfortable with marketing, and that like so many business owners just do. But health business owners more so. If you have a health brand, like send me a DM and let me know because it's not your wheelhouse. Okay. Your wheelhouse is helping people to live better, feel better, be better, show up better. Okay. It's not your wheelhouse. And I think because it feels salesy, it feels pushy, it's just not you. But what if you saw your marketing as more of an extension of your care? Okay. And you saw your marketing in a way that is not dissimilar to the way that you help your patients or clients, whatever you call them. And what if your content shifted and wasn't about getting clients, but about serving them before they even walk through the door? And I think that shift changes everything. And it's a mindset shift too. So when your content starts to educate, it starts to more reassure, it starts to uplift, and it starts to draw people in. You build that connection. And when your marketing communities when your marketing communicates, communities, something's wrong with my words today. No, just kidding. I am actually very well slept. We digress, but I am very well slept. My little guy's been sick. I think everyone's been a little unwell in this colder weather. It's just kind of got passed around. But no, he's better now and everyone's sleeping. So I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I'm the one that's getting sick. No, I don't think so. I like, let me know if you're the same. But if your children get sick, do you miss it? Or do you get like a lot sicker than they do? Because I actually miss it. And I think I put it down to, and this is that full circle moment, is I put it down to healthy. And I put it down to how I put my wellness at the top of my list. And I think that that's really important from a holistic perspective, how I don't get sick and, everything circles back to that for me. And so that's why this pivot has just been so needed and so like the perfect fit. So I think that when your marketing does communicate your values and your voice, you are building trust, I think. And when you approach marketing with the same intention that you bring to each and every one of your client sessions, people feel that because you're not selling. You're guiding, you're supporting, you're offering advice, and you're helping people make those decisions that ultimately improve their well-being. Okay? And that's powerful. That's service. All right? So the next thing I want to talk about is energy and how your energy is absolutely everything. Now let's talk about the congruence because in the world of health, okay, we know that energy matters so much, and it's why you take care of your space, your tone, your presence with your clients, how you show up. But the same applies online, right? Your marketing energy, the vibe behind what you post, what you write in your emails, how you show up in your stories is just as impactful as what you say when you are helping somebody. Okay, because people don't just buy what you offer. You need to know that they buy how it feels to be able to interact with a brand that is awesome, with a brand that is shows intention, with a brand that is trustworthy. Okay, people buy how that feels, and then they lean into your zone of genius because that's the striking point first. Okay, and if you are appearing as scattered, as stressed, as inconsistent, your audience and your possible future customers can sense it. They really can. But if you show up with calm, with clarity, with care, the same way that you serve your clients, people trust you. And that's just the way it is. And I think there's an alignment there that happens. And it's like a light bulb going off. Okay. But you got to know how to do it and you got to show up with strategy. Okay. So I think there's the alignment with what you value, okay, with what you've learnt over all these years with your message and how you deliver it and how you build a brand that people want to come back to. Okay. And that's magnetic marketing. So, what does magnetic marketing look like for health brands? This is the third part of the three things I wanted to talk about. So, what does it look like in practice? I think it is about consistency, it is about creating connection, it is about having clarity. It's not about being loud or flashy at all. Okay. And here's what it looks like for health brands. So, the clarity looks like your audience should know exactly who you help and how you help them. Okay, it looks like consistency. So when I say that, I mean showing up regularly in a way that also supports your rhythm, in a way that you would show up in your practice, in your clinic, in your space. Okay, and it looks like connection. All right, so speaking directly to emotions, okay? So you need to speak directly to the emotional state of your audience and your dream clients and what state that they are in. So what do majority of people when they walk through your door, what state are they in? Okay? So you're not trying to be everything to everyone. No. Okay, you're positioning yourself as the clear choice for your clients. Okay. And here's the fun part. I think when your marketing feels good for you, it becomes more magnetic to them. And that's a vibe. All right. That is the sweet spot. Like you have no idea. Okay. But you've got to do the work to find that point that you're happy with and how you're happy showing up that fits your needs and wants because not everyone shows up the same, right? Not everyone wants to bare their soul in their marketing, and you don't need to. I think that is one big fat lie that everyone has been kind of taught with the influx of social media. So I think you see a lot of people sharing everything about their lives. Now, you know, I don't share my children on my socials. I've got three, they're tiny, and I don't share them because they've got nothing to do with my business. And I just think they don't have a choice. So it's my choice not to share them. And I think a lot of people resonate with that. That's the kind of vibe that I attract is like, well, I want to show up in my marketing, but I don't want to bare my soul. I don't want to bare my family. I don't want to share my house. I don't want to, but I want to share my life. And it's like, okay, well, let's kind of uh, pull that apart and figure out how we can show up, okay, with authority, with creating trust, with creating a connection without any of that. And, I do it. So absolutely, why can't you do it? I think the list is endless on what you could talk about. So what your content pillars are, okay? What does that look like for you? What are your content pillars inside how you show up in your marketing? What are your caption categories? Okay. And when you have that beautiful fusion, you don't have to be your soul because you've done the work and you know how you're showing up and you have a strategy behind it. Okay. So I think if you take one thing from today, let it be this, is that your marketing isn't just what you say. It's how you show up. It's how you make people feel. It's your energy that sets the tone. And I think it's your intention that shapes the connection that you want to have with your audience. And it's your alignment. That's what turns ordinary content into something that is more magnetic and draws people in because people want to know what you're about. Okay. And that is the power that health brands have when you stop trying to be louder and you start being truer. Okay. And if I think you're ready to tap into that level of clarity, that level of consistency, and that level of magnetism, because you want to be magnetic, that's the vibe, then I want you to mark a very important date in your calendar, guys. And that is Tuesday, the 16th of September, because that's the day that I open doors to the next round of Magnetic Marketing Formula. And that is my 8-week course, which is designed specifically for health brands that are ready to grow their visibility and attract your ideal clients, those people that you want in your world without burning out, without hustling hard, and without compromising who you actually are, because that's a really big deal for me. We don't compromise who we are. And if you don't want to share your whole world, you don't have to do that in an uncompromising way. And you'll learn how to build a powerful marketing foundation that is rooted in the truth, in your truth, not in trends, because trends come and go, and that's really boring. Because a strategy that works for you because it feels good means that that it is going to work. And I think messaging that connects because it's real is going to work. Okay, it's not about doing more, it's about doing it right, with lots of your energy, what that looks like for you, with intention and with a heap of confidence that you might not have had before. So doors open on Tuesday, the 16th of September. Spaces are limited because I want to do a good job and I want you to have an amazing result. And if you're on the wait list, you get first access and a few special bonuses, which I love. You can add yourself to the wait list now. Okay, head to the show notes to get all of the details. And guys, until next week, show up with your heart. Keep doing that. Let your energy lead the way. And remember that your marketing is already magnetic. We're just going to make sure that everybody sees it. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I really hope that you've enjoyed this episode of the podcast. And please, please leave me a review because that helps to get this awesome podcast out to more people so that more people can learn, grow, evolve, and, knowledge is power. So have the best day, guys, whatever you are doing. See you next week. Bye.